morning of today, the first week of April, and I know the Lord has been so faithful in the month of March. Here we are again in the month of Easter, the resurrection of our Lord Jesus. We are your host today, Ps Sam Musigire. Our morning dew, Pastor Joel, Pastor Joel Lungi. Hallelujah. So we want again to come here to serving you as ministers in the gospel God has ordained. From here in Ishaka, bring greetings from my family and the family of Ishaka Community Church. They are praying for you, they are praying for us. We want to pray for you. King of glory, we thank you very much again for allowing us to see this month of April, but also to come to your people with this encouraging and loving good news. Not only good news, but breaking news. Not the breaking news of the world, but the breaking news of heaven, whereby Lord, you still love us no matter what we go through, no matter what we do. Your love for us has never diminished. This morning, we ask you, Holy Spirit, to be a great communicator as you've been before. Thank you. In your name of praise. Amen. Today, as we are here, we want really to go in the book of Deuteronomy. We also have Genesis, we have Exodus, we have Leviticus, we have Numbers, we have Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy chapter 30. Those are one of the last chapters of this book, spoken to us by this gray-haired 120-year-old guy, Moses. Verse 11 to verse 20. Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 11 to verse 30 to verse 20. To verse 20, yes.
It says, "For this commandment which I command thee this day, it is not hidden from thee, neither is it far off. It is not in heaven, that thou shouldst say, Who shall go with us for us to heaven, and bring it unto us, and we may hear it and do it. Neither is it beyond the seas, that thou shouldst say, Who shall go over the seas for us, and bring it unto us, that we may hear it and do it." But verse 14 says, "But the word is very nigh unto thee,
Very nigh unto thee,
in thy mouth and in thy heart, that thou mayst do it." Verse 15, "See, I set before thee this day life and good, and death and evil. With that I command thee this day, to love the Lord thy God, to walk in his ways, and to keep his commandments, and his statutes, and his judgments, that thou may observe, that thou may live and multiply. And the Lord thy God shall bless thee in the land whither thou goest to possess it. But if thy hand turn away, so thou wilt not hear, but thou shalt draw away and worship other gods and serve them, I denounce unto you this day that ye shall..."
I denounce.
Yes, "I denounce unto you this day that ye shall surely perish, and that ye shall not prolong your days upon that land, whither thou passed over Jordan, and to go to possess it. I call heaven and earth to record this day against you, that I have set before you life and death, blessing and cursing. Therefore choose life, that behold, that both thou and thy seed may live." Then verse 20 says, "That thou mayst love the Lord thy God, and thou mayst obey his voice, and that thou mayst live up unto him. For he is thy life, and the length of thy days, and thou mayst dwell in the land which the Lord sware unto thy fathers, and Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, to give them."
Amina.
Amen.
What a wonderful reading. Of course, as I said, these were the last words Moses was giving to the children of Israel. Now, I may pose a question. If you are given an opportunity to speak to people, you've been told these are your last days, which words will you speak to people? What are those statements you make to people? Assuming they've told you you have only a week to the end of your life. So, how can you organize the words that they may bring life into the coming generation? So what we've just heard was an organized speech from our forefather in the spirit, Moses. By the way, what was the next name of Moses? We're not very sure, but Moses, okay. Maybe that was enough. His surname and his first name. So, but my interest is in verse 10 as a conclusion of what this way was. You know, he was speaking from the heart. He was speaking from passion. He was speaking from that heart. And he said, I call heaven and the earth as a witness today against that I have set before you life and death, blessing and curse. Therefore, let me help you to make a choice. Choose life. He also helped them to make a choice. Choose life, friends, that you and your descendants. That's my sermon title, Choose Life. Choose Life. Chapters prior, Moses had just outlined about 30 curses on the children of Israel. In fact, about 30 curses in Deuteronomy chapter 28. He talked about the plagues, the plague clinging to you. He talked about death. Talked about consumption, he talked about fever, inflammation, severe burning, sword, scorching sun, mildew. I mean, he talked about drought, destruction because of a longer drought, defeat before your enemies, going out one way and being fleeing in different ways by your enemies. He talked about being moved from your kingdom and taken to another country. He talked about bodies to be eaten by the birds and the prey and the beasts. He talked about help in times of help. He talked about the boils of Egypt to come. He talked about the tumors to come. He talked about the scabs. Scabs. He talked about itching. Sometimes you are itching somewhere. Those are some of the curses. I mean, he talked about no healing. You get sick and you not get healed. He talked about madness. But then madness is one of the symptoms of curses. He talked about blindness. He talked about confusion of heart. We talked about groping, we talked about no prosperity, we talked about oppression being plundered for 30 curses. Coming to a person who has disobeyed. Coming to a person who has decided not to choose God. You know, once you don't decide to choose God, face a lot of challenges in your life. And you know, thank God, everything Moses spoke about, we are witnessing. In our generation, the generations of our parents, we are witnessing this. But Moses was helping them. Please make a choice. Choose God. him. Because in him, in fact in 28 also I outlined the blessings. If you choose him, listen to what is going to help you. Verse 22, 28, Deuteronomy, all these blessings shall come upon you, overtake you, because you obey the voice of the Lord. Blessed shall you be in the city. Blessed shall you be in the village. You know, some people say there is a blessing of the city blessing is different from the village blessing. It's the same blessing. Whether you're in town, whether you're in the countryside, whether you're in the city or in the village, the same blessing. He talked about different blessings. Blessed shall be your fruit. Blessed shall be your basket. That means blessed shall be when you come in. Blessed shall be when you come out. Blessed, your enemies shall rise against you and to be defeated before your face. They shall come against you in one way and flee before you in 7 ways. Now, can you believe? The Lord will command the blessings on you in your storehouse, in all to which you set your hand, and He will bless you in the land which the Lord your God is giving you. The Lord will establish you as a holy people to Himself, as He has sworn it to you, if you keep or if you choose Him as your source of life. Friends, these are the words which were spoken by this man. After God telling him, in fact, in the next few verses or chapter, the next chapter 32, God told him, you are going to die. And he climbed the hill. You have spoken what you have spoken. Let them hear. You know, Pastor Joe, what is hurting me, even when people are exposed to this, that there is life in God, but deliberately the people choose their own ways and they end up suffering. No, life is a choice, friends. Been talking about this all over, all through. If you can go back into our morning news, we've been telling you, life is a choice. You are suffering, you are failing because you've chosen that kind of life. You are not advancing in life. You have all these plagues, you have this sickness. You are not getting healed. You are jumping from one problem into the other. Every year is like a frying pan. Every week is a terrible week. You don't know where you're going because you think you've chosen your own path and you think that path is going to help you. And even when the scripture says, choose life, that you may enjoy this life. You can't make it alone. You can't succeed alone. You can't excel alone. There are many challenges in life. I often tell the church that at every level there are challenges. There are challenges as a student. There are challenges as a worker. There are challenges as a married person. There are challenges of God age. How are you going to overcome these challenges? And this chosen life, and that is Jesus. You know, at the end of Moses' speech, he made this statement which really made me to cry as I was doing my devotion in the 31:27, and he said, "For I know your rebellion and your stiff neck. If today, while I'm yet alive with you, you have been rebellious against the Lord, then how much more after my death?" And then he concluded in 29 and said, "For I know that after my death, you will become utterly corrupt and turn aside from the way which I have commanded you, and evil will befall you in the latter days, because you do evil in the sight of the Lord, to provoke him to anger through the work of your hands." You know, even when Moses had outlined all the challenges of disobeying God, Israel went ahead to disobey God. Israel went ahead to do their things and provoked God to anger. And you know, if you read the history of Israel in the Chronicles, in Kings, that's exactly what they did. And yet Moses had warned them. Disaster came upon them, famine came upon them. By the way, they ate their own children. They were taken into captivity. They were swept. The whole nation was swept into captivity. They were oppressed again, and then they had come out of that life. I mean, the lamentation summarizes all of it. Jeremiah, while writing his lamentation, he summarized that the slaves are oppressing us. We eat food at our own sweat. I mean, life is no longer life. Are you in that category of suffering, of pain, of diseases, no healing, of failure, of rejection? Let me advise you. What choices have you made for your life? What choices have you made? Because if you think you can make life by yourself, that's a lie. This life is not yours. Someone gave you this life and will be accountable for this life at the end of the day. If you choose to take it that way, you will suffer the consequences. There's an open door for you. You can choose life. The door is not yet closed. Choose life. Choose life that you may live. Choose life today that you may move on. Choose life today that you may connect with the one who gave you life. Thank you. We want to pray with you this morning as we help you choose life. And if you are there, you've swayed away from this truth, you began strong, and you feel like you are running away, the temptation, the cares of the world are switching you off from this life. We pray that you come back, because you can't manage the consequences of running away from God. And if you are there, you are in this life, but life has not yet stabilized. We want to promise you it's going to work out. There is no any other option. This Jesus is the only option. We want you to choose Jesus this morning. We want you to go. And for some of us who chose and you are still on the shallow ground, you've not yet decided you are here today. Tomorrow you are not there. You are on and off. You have a boyfriend here. You have a girlfriend here. You are lying here. You are taking a bribe here. Just choose completely this life. You will see what God can do for you. Thank you.
Yes, actually, Pastor, what you're talking about is very true. The thing is, many times in our lives, we have the challenges, the repercussions that put us ahead of us. Like, for example, when we were growing up as young children, they used to tell us, you get HIV if you sleep, if you have unprotected sex. And many of our friends will just continue in that same line. They know it very well. You're going to get HIV. And they got it. And they got it. Like, as human nature, we know very well the problems, the truth. But it's about choosing. So they just want us to choose. We know that we have Jesus, we need Jesus. Everyone in this world knows that they need Jesus. And we need to choose it today. So just want you to humble yourself and let us choose Jesus right now. Even as you're walking out today, you're going to work, choose Jesus. Sometimes you may be forced to cheat, to lie around. Choose Jesus. Because you know what the truth is. You know you need him in your life. So just come to ourselves and let's go. Yes. God, we thank you for this message. We thank you, Father, because you've given us the wisdom and constantly reminded us, Father, to choose you. And we pray, God, that give us the strength to choose you this day. As I'm going out in my work today, as I'm going out to meet many people today, Father, let me be able to choose you, Father. Let me not choose sin. Let me not choose death. Let me choose you, Father, because the blessing and the curse are constantly ahead of me, Father. Give me the power, the strength to choose you, Father. And today, God, I decide to choose you in everything I do. Someone decide to just make a commitment and say, God, in everything I'm going to do today, I decide to choose Jesus. I decide to choose Christ. Make a decision and say, Jesus, I decide to choose you in my life, in whatever I'm doing today. I decide to choose you, Father. I decide to receive Christ as my personal and Savior. And for the person that is not born again, receive Christ today. Receive Christ. I take you as my personal and Savior. I take you in my life, that you may take charge of my life. I ask you for forgiveness for the sins that I've committed. But God, take charge of me. Take charge. I choose you, Father, that you take charge of my life. That you may take the will in my life in the name of Jesus.
Amen. Jesus. So we conclude by this verse, also been praying that same verse which is saying, and he said, I have commanded you, evil will befall on you latter days, because you will do evil in the sight of them. No, 31:20, the one we just read, 31:30, 31:30. 31:30 said
This is making the ears of all the congregation. The words of the song until the
okay, you can repeat these words after me. I choose to love the Lord my God.
I choose to love the Lord my God.
I choose to obey Him.
I choose to obey Him
and commit myself firmly to Him.
and commit myself firmly to Him.
He is the key to my life. Choose life. God bless you.
Ishaka Community Church family, with pleasure, would love to inform you that we'll start premiering our midweek online series called Morning Dew. Our pastoral team has prepared an amazing message just for you. This series will run every Wednesday from 6:30 to 7 a.m. Don't miss out on this amazing and wonderful experience to kickstart your day. We would love to keep in fellowship with you, grow together spiritually, and pray for you. Ishaka Community Church, connecting people to their destiny.